We're live now, so if anybody wants to watch this after this.
I was pretty sure we were live when I started hearing the attention of the Planet Federation, Solar Federation.
Oh my
All right.
god. Okay.
Good morning, good evening, good everything, everybody. All right. That is the most entertaining first 5 minutes of a fucking stream I've ever heard.
I had too many IPAs last night. Way too many.
And I have not had enough for this nonsense. But yet, here we are. So, this is the highly professional and well-organized stream for using dead things. Tyler's masterwork of creation. Now, please do not take the first 5 minutes of the stream as anything other than the fact that we are very excited to be here. And I'm realizing now as they listen to the stream, they will not actually hear the echo we heard. They'll probably, or maybe they will.
I think they will.
Probably.
No, they will.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's wonderful. All right. Well, either way, the product is much better than our streaming, I promise. Anyway, so as you can hear, my voice, I am Astrolich, a.k.a. Josh, a.k.a. that dude. I will be DMing this session. And why don't we go ahead and go round robin? I guess we'll start with the floating head. Go ahead and introduce yourself, senor. The creator of Using Dead Things.
Oh, yeah, me?
Yeah, you.
All right. Yeah, I'm Tyler. I'm Rivethead Games. I'm Topped Off Tyler on Twitter. I probably need to change that handle, but I wrote and created rules for crafting and animal husbandry. It's called Using Dead Things / Birthing Living Things. And we're gonna, I guess, test some of it out today live with new players and a couple new classes and fun stuff.
Well, speaking of new classes, all the way from across the Atlantic, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, so I'm Sabrina. I'm going to be playing Cuts, who is a master of animals and things from the new supplement. Looking forward to that. And I'm Entwife Experience or Entwife XP most other places.
Awesome. Also, now, you and I have played before, Johan, but why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Edward. I'll be playing Johan, an unclassed adventurer, and who has spent most of his life as a mercenary. So he swings his greatsword currently in the service of Count Ogron, who hired him to help clean up this area and make it safe for the church. Ogran will not be joining us, but I'm acting on his behalf. And I don't have an avatar because Johan doesn't feel himself worthy of one. He's got an inferiority complex.
Well, yeah, but you recently just chopped off the head of a wyvern, and then as it was flying away, threw a fucking bomb bottle on it.
Yeah, well, my sword did most of the work. I just happened to be there.
Johan through and through. Awesome. But we are also graced by the presence of what I would consider the official premier Warforged podcast of actual play. I'm dead ass. We got Nate and Chris here from the Roll Standard. Why don't you guys go ahead and take your turns?
Go for it, Doggy.
Oh, I'm Chris. I am the game master at the Rolled Standard podcast. We just started our Cold and Deathless arc from Reforged. Yeah, that'll be going every Friday until who knows when, honestly. You can also find me as Cannibal Chris everywhere else. I think that's it. Oh, and I'm playing Anthrax, the misbegotten relic.
Ah, indeed, the misbegotten relic, but the well-placed podcast.
I'm Nate. I'm a co-host of the podcast, of course, and I edit the show. I'm the Roll Date on Twitter, and I'm going to be playing Rabat, a bladed merman.
Metal as shit. We are very, very, very happy to have the Rolled Standard guys on here. So,
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Very much appreciated.
Dudes, now we know we're official and shit. Like, we're getting recognized by official Borg podcast. What the fuck you talk about?
No, we've been talking about the same thing, but the opposite way.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, we're just happy that people listen to it and like it.
Well, I will, for one, will say this, is everybody should go and definitely check out the Rolled Standard, specifically the Mork Borg episodes. You guys have a jam running at the same time, too. Right, so why don't you take a second to talk about that?
Oh yeah, we have the Cold and Deathless Northern Darkness Jam, and pretty much it's just we're trying to get 1 hour, 1-page submissions for for individual episodes. We had criteria that we're looking at very loosely now that we're seeing what we've got because everything looks awesome. So if you want to see your Merc Board adventure run by us in the last leg of the campaign, then submit.
Absolutely. Jams are a great way for you guys to get noticed, great way for people to collaborate, great way for people to really add to the community. And I'm really, really happy that you guys are running that. So,
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it definitely won't be our last one.
hells yeah.
Sweet.
I made a submission for it. I just don't have a cool illustration yet.
Oh man, I can't wait to see it.
Sweet.
Well, maybe you and I should get together after Ed, and we'll bang something out if you need just an illustration. I'll help you out with it.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I did not introduce my character.
No, you did not. I was actually going to go back to you and say, talk about the Kickstarter, but tell us about your goddamn character, and that will feed into that.
So I am the blind craftsman, and a hooded figure splashed a boiling concoction in my eyes, but I awoke with the power to build anything. And I am the imbuer, so when I add effects to items, they have a die lower chance to occur to proc.
Oh, very nice. So instead of a D6, it'll proc on like a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Damn.
very nice. Very nice. Increasing from 15 to 25.
And so when we talk about effects, we're talking old school RPG effects like sleep and berserk and whatever, poison.
Gotcha.
More miserable things for your dying world.
Yeah. I mean, you know, gotta have RPG rules in an RPG, right?
Just getting too cheerful in there.
That's right.
And my name is Borgeld, and one of the his kind of the standard thing for the blind craftsman is when he forages, he can't roll lower than a 3, so he gets pretty good materials and doesn't ever get hurt while he's foraging.
Which, as we will learn, is actually something that happens quite frequently. So,
Right.
metal. All right. So, now that we have everybody, I just want to remind everybody listening, all these rules are available in the Using Dead Things Kickstarter, which you will find, obviously, on Kickstarter. If you haven't backed already, please do. We really appreciate all the support that you guys have given so far, and you know, the future support that we'll find as well. So hopefully, as we showcase some of these rules, I have obviously Tyler here to help me walk through it because these are the first time I've been using them. So if there are any corrections, you know, we have co-pilot DM/player.
Yeah, I've got the Word doc up, and we'll get through it.
Excellent. All right. Are we all ready to Borgify our morgues?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Indeed.
Metal as fuck. All right. So this will be using the setting of the West Marches campaign that I've been featuring on the server. So another thing is obviously being part of this project, and I want to thank Tyler for keeping me involved with this and that sort of thing. It's been a great bonding experience of both friendship and creativity. So like awesome as fuck, Ty. But I also want to say that since this is on the server, just grab the link that everyone has been tweeting out, and you can literally join one of these games and use these rules as it comes out and that sort of thing. So like this is super accessible. This is not a the only thing I can think of is like a Critical Role, like, oh, we're bragging about this, and I'm totally gonna get tons of fucking shit from everybody. It's like, you just made fun of Critical Role. No, I did a funny voice which implied I was making fun of Critical Role. That's all it was. You inferred what
dare
I
you.
meant. Right? So anyway, my point is we totally would like to welcome everybody to come and play more Morkborg. This is a great community. We make a bunch of things, and then we get to play them. So this is no exception to the rule. But the reason I mentioned that is because each of you, I will take a sip of my Tall Boy Bush, my shit beer. Hold on.
Salute.
Sponsored.
Right. Sponsored by Bush Light. Anyway. All right, let's jump into it. The forests of Sarkash. Now, everywhere else in the Morkborg world around this time of year, it is actually fairly cold. But Sarkash, it is unnaturally warm. And as such, there is no snowfall, and you can still get by wearing your typical day-to-day armor and clothes and that sort of thing. You get a few travelers through the town that you all are currently residing in, the town of Vist. Vist is kind of a curious place because it is quite outside, or not outside, but it is a little bit reclusive in the setting of the forest, in that the church of the true two-headed basilisk, the one true faith, right? They have not yet tamed this land. And as such, there are people who are not yet believers, but there are many believers. And in this town, there...
Praise he.
Pretty much, yep. There's tons of crazy people over the place. You got people who are sleeping in the streets. You got people who are sleeping in the tavern. It is a land stricken with poverty, but yet, from Morkborg standards, still rendered semi-self-sufficient, and so thus somewhat secluded from the world and its going-ons. But the interesting part about it is that the church has taken interest to increase their foothold here, and as such is trying to erect some sort of abbey. And they've sent a band or group of about 4 major figures. Now, these figures will not play a big role in this story, no. But that is the atmosphere, is the oppressive nature of religion is pushing on top of people who have lived their entire lives, have literally watched their grandparents and the grandparents before them die. Short, miserable lives without ever even knowing the true faith. And now this area is being colonized by religion. However, you fine folk have been living in this scum hellstorm for quite some time. And one day, in the streets, preaches a witch. Everyone knows her as Clara. Clara is a middle-aged woman, red hair. She speaks with a soft Gaelic accent. Aye, you're forgetting the truths of the magic that you all could access. We once used to be part of this land. We used to know how to make our own things and to breed our own animals, and you all have forgotten for the truth of the one true basilisk, and she gives the air quotes as she does this. If you all would like to learn more, then seek not what exactly the basilisk can do for you. Come and learn the ways of the ancient magics. This happens about a week ago. You all hear her in the street. You have your own personal reactions as to whether Clara the witch is another heretic, needs to be put down. But yet, Vist seems to support her. She seems to be a figurehead in the town. And as you guys hear this and think about it and ponder over the week, you all find the welling spirit within yourself to come and visit Clara. Out of skepticism, maybe? Perhaps out of this self-righteous need to prove her wrong. Or maybe you are a believer. Maybe the earth does speak to you. Maybe the magics of the true basilisk, the one true faith, the two-headed basilisk, are not the only way to live this life. And whatever your personal proclivity towards the religion might be, the 5 of you find yourself approaching a hut on the outskirts of town. where she is yet giving another sermon. You all stand there, and Clara is preaching away and I apologize because I'm not a voice actor, in her soft, feminine voiced Gaelic accent of, and that's why we must care for the animals and the trees and everything that we do hold dear, because one day it will be wiped away. And the only imprint we can give on this earth is exactly what we leave behind. What you leave behind, the care, the kindness. And she's sitting here preaching kindness in a world so cruel. It's almost as if someone turned on a bright light in a fucking dank-ass basement, and you're blinded almost by how blatantly she defies the church. But at the same time, people come to hear her. She heals their souls. She preaches theirs another way. The sermon dies down. And before you know it, 5 ragtag, bad company, the misfits, aka you 5, are all left there. Clara starts tending to her garden. Your actions are yours. What do you do?
Well, seems like a weird thing to do for someone who's got company.
Well, lest we forget that the church rose to prominence because the prophecies have proved 100% scientifically accurate. So,
Hey, fuck the church.
yes. Well, once you can predict the future with 100% accuracy, maybe you can start your own church.
Oh, I'm not looking, lad.
Anyway, it won't hurt to keep an eye on what she's doing, and maybe we'll learn something. Yes.
I can't deny that.
If you're all going to be arguing on my doorstep, either you can greet me, or you can fuck off kindly. I don't need the negative energy around my plants. Doesn't make much sense.
Fine.
Charmed.
Sorry, didn't realize we were standing right in front of you. But
Never been a man to speak quietly.
Well, you don't exactly look like you blend into a crowd either, fish boy.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore? Oh, what does that mean exactly? I see you have a friend here who carries a big sword. Are you the violent types? Have you come to put me out of my misery?
Oh, God, no.
We just came to talk today.
Oh, today?
And, have a nice chat and maybe learn a bit more about what your interests are here, and just a friendly chat today.
Oh, today's a friendly chat. The next day they're burning down my house. Well, might as well try and get my message across while I have the opportunity. No, what I'm trying to say is that the Earth is much more ancient. This world, it's got secrets to it that we're not exactly aware of. And if you're trying to silence me, well, you've got another thing coming, scum. You seem to be giggling
why would
over
we
there.
try to silence you? We don't even know what your message is. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, you seem to be talking really fancy. You got yourself a nice feather cap and a nice long sword on your back. Oh, we're going to talk today. Yeah, I've heard that talk before. The last boys who came over here threatening me left without their manhood, one way or another. There's a special spell for that, I tell you.
As far as I can see, you are the agitator here, ma'am.
And you are on my doorstep.
I tell you, I'm trying to have a peaceful interaction with you. Please, may we talk, and we will set aside our differences for the moment.
Ah. Well, since you're so polite, I can't help but invite you in for two. She gives you like this wry smile of like, you may be smooth, but you're still a dick.
Well, that is as may be.
And you seem like you've been away from water for a wee time. What was your name, fish boy?
Definitely not fish boy. It's Rabat.
Oh, Rabat. Well, you must be a long way from home. Perhaps you could wet your gills with a wee bit of some sort of tea.
His gills kind of flicker a little bit, and then his eyes blink one at a time.
The rest of you,
Definitely
this
wouldn't mind.
conversation. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
I just said,
Oh, definitely wouldn't mind.
Well, she waves you in. She's dusting her hands, or not dusting, but scraping the dirt off on her front apron. The rest of you are kind of watching this conversation go on, silent, but at the same time, you can see that she's feisty. I mean, she's not willing to just lay down and let some fucking churchgoer come and stab her. No, you get a sense that although she is preaching positivity in such a negative world, it is something heretical as all fuck. But there's something inviting about that heresy. I encourage each of you to act.
So Cuts is definitely intrigued. Like, I think they are definitely like down with the vibes that she's putting out, but not the positivity. And it's kind of following up the rear, riding side saddle on shells from their donkey, and will attempt to ride it into her hut.
Hey, donkey master, there ain't no room in the inn for another 4-footed quadruped here. Well, I suppose that'd be the only type of quadrupeds. What am I saying? If you want to have tea, just invite yourself in. What's your name, master?
Cuts is the name. Shells from donkey. You don't allow donkeys in. That's fine. You can just put a cup outside, and I'm sure they'll keep themselves busy.
Well, fuck the landvatter. Do they actually drink tea? Does your ass drink tea?
My ass has been known to drink tea from time to time.
She gives you a wry smile. You can
that's a
put it
problem.
over there with the chickens. There's a pitching post there, and we'll bring a wee snack later.
Okay, you might want to keep it a little bit away from the chickens because, Shell might try and eat them. But
Oh, you got
otherwise,
yourself a
that's good.
flesh-eating donkey. That's beautiful. Well,
Handy.
well then, she quickly reaches into her pocket. She pulls out one of the snacks from using dead things. Let's figure out what it is. Give me a D8 roll.
2.
A 2. All right, let's see here. That would be a Brapples. Tyler, what the fuck is a Brapples? Explain that to us, senor.
A brapple. It's a kind of like, it's an edible kind of Granny Smith looking thing, but it makes this hellish noise whenever it's consumed.
Oh, hells yeah. She pulls out a Brapple. She hands it to you, Cuts.
I think, like, as it's being handed to me, Shell just, like, dives in and just chomps it, nearly taking, like, fingers with it.
Oh, a wee bit anxious, are we? Yeah, a little bit excited. The Brapple starts making this horrible noises of glass is being scraped up against fucking concrete and crushing and almost nails on chalkboard, you name it. It's a horrible noise. Metal against fucking styrofoam. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a symphony.
Bargeld is just covering his ears because his hearing is so acute.
That's fucking horrible.
Is no, I did a brogue. Is screaming like the cat in heat.
Oh, that's a very descriptive way of describing it. Yeah, well, I suppose that's 2.
I'd like to know more about this donkey. So Bargeld kind of walks up to the donkey and pats it on the head. And
how does your donkey respond, Cuts?
So it's like just like full on like teeth snapping like on this Brapple. So it's distracted for the minute. But
so
I think,
to clarify here, you're the master, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Did you roll your how many days and?
So 1 day, and I'm going to go cruelty.
So the master is going to be cruel to his creature. And what have you decided to...
Yeah, so they're going to go for the ravenous hunger, and as shown by the huge chomping.
Yeah, so his donkey has a D6 bite attack, and also you have a ravenous hunger, so...
So that Brapple is looking good to more than one creature. There's
I go dive in and just take a bite as what's left sticking out the donkey's mouth.
Oh,
so like
shit.
we're both like Cuts and Shell completely ignoring Bargeld. They sort of like reach out to try and touch the donkey.
Cuts reaches in. They grab the fucking bone on this Brapple and pull it out, and the flesh is still in Schlutch's the donkey's mouth. And you get like, it's almost as if someone has picked over chicken bones, but there's like a little bit left, like, a wing. When the people who don't know how to eat fucking chicken wings, they leave a little bit in the center there. That's what you got.
Harsh.
Yeah. Just like my partner, I will eat the thing like seed, stem, bones whole.
There you go. You put that in there, almost a cartoon. Tip your head back. Gone. You just strip that meat. Fucking ravenous hunger. It's gone. Bargeld, you see this. Or are you actually blind? I have to clarify. Bargeld, you are a blind craftsman.
I am blind.
Things. You are clearly blind.
Yeah, I wear like a tattered cloth around my eyes. But I tend to know my surroundings. I just, I don't, I'm not like witnessing all this happening. I'm kind of hearing it and tracing it.
So you're basically Daredevil, the
Sure, without the physical prowess.
There you go. All right, gotcha. This tastes absolutely delicious. Like, you've never heard, or never have had food this good. It's like you took cat food for the first time and spread it over a cracker, and it actually tastes fucking immaculate.
I
can describe it.
I do also want to clarify something. So, with your cruelty to your animal, it would lose one, or your creature, it would lose one loyalty, but because you had the Brapple, which happens to be its favorite snack, it's it's a wash. You've fed it a treat today, so it's still good.
So maybe you dig in those spurs, or you by stealing its snack, you pissed it off. But you know what? Fuck, I got 75% of a Brapple, so. Shells from is sitting there kind of chewing away with its murderous donkey ass teeth. They look more like anaconda teeth, with those sharp edges or whatnot. It looks like it could have swallowed the Brapple whole, but had you not pulled it out. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is he still fucking around with that donkey outside?
Hey, well, is there anything else you can really do with a donkey besides fucking around with it? It's a real question.
I could probably come up with a few things.
Conversation over tea. Anthrax, you're watching all this go on. You see this blind fellow approach this other person on a donkey, and the person was sharing what looks to be fucking animal food with a donkey before ripping it out of the donkey's toothy maw and then eating it themselves. This mer fellow is sitting there next to all this happening while this very tattered but very prowess endowed mercenary with a fucking Zweihander on his back. Just watching this go down.
Say again?
This is what Anthrax is seeing.
Oh, yes. I'm just watching back. I'm just sitting back and watching. Eating a turkey leg. The last thing I own. As far as food, anyway.
Gotcha. Well,
just rotting on a bench.
Would you all be interested in practicing a wee bit of witchcraft?
Did someone say witchcraft?
Throws the turkey leg down.
Cuts and Shell start wrestling over the turkey leg on the floor.
Very
Cut
good.
jumps off the murder donkey and starts like grabbing the bow, and the murder donkey has it in the middle, and it's like ripping flesh, but Cuts is like got a foot on the donkey's throat, being cruel, but at the same time like trying to nibble on the bone.
It's like the worst reenactment of that scene from Lady and the Tramp.
Yes, because there is a chicken leg between the two.
Bond is at least making like nervously sidestepping and making sure he's not behind the donkey at any point, just in case it starts getting too excited.
An Italian troop appears with a loop. This is the night, the most murderous night.
While we're at it, getting behind the donkey just happens to be one of the ways that you might get into the animal husbandry rules. So you can capture specimens from any creature in the game. Shout out to the bestiary for sure. Always use that. It's awesome. Check it out. But you could capture a specimen or otherwise procure their seed. So, yeah, do with that what you will.
If anyone is confused by this, I say Google horse breeding, and you will understand. All right. So
Vargeld is very. He's kind of sullen, and he doesn't care for religion and religiosity and any of that. He's very interested in real life and real things you can touch and feel and make better. And he just, that's his entire existence, is to craft and create and feel and touch and see. And so he looks at the witch, or well, not looks. Sorry, y'all. I gotta get in character here.
Turns to the witch, at least.
He turns to the witch, and he asks, "What, why do you do these things? Why do you tend a garden? Why do you care about the world?"
Because I live in it. Is that not enough? There are plenty of people who are dying. There are plenty of people who are starving. There are plenty of animals. There are plenty of creatures, plants. You can name it. They're all suffering in one way or another. I think if something is in my sphere of influence, then I should make it a wee bit better. Maybe at least try.
As well, that is exactly how I feel about it. It's just the other day, my own humble self and some compatriots of mine, how there was a problem with the food prices going on around here. There was a creature destroying the crops, and we managed to kill this creature, and so now we feed the people with all the crops that are now available. Yes. So I think we are on the same page.
Hey, your group's the one that slay they call the wyvern. You was one of them with a large sword that did chop walking around with the. I heard in town there's someone walking around with like a large crocodile skin on your back.
That was me. Yes, it is. Oh. It was my own humble self.
Aye, that can't be true.
Aye, true it is. I seen with me own eyes. I saw the wyvern lying there dead, hacked half to pieces. And you're telling me that you, points to Johan, kind of like flicks her finger on your chest. You the one who fucking slayed it.
Yes, it was me. It was have the hide right under my arm. Is tucked up next to my bedroll. Here, let me just unhooks it off of his backpack.
Perfect. All right.
I have it just here.
So what we'll do now that we're implementing these rules, this is what is considered an incidental with a resource. Okay. So this has come. So we have different types of. Tyler, do you mind bringing up that overlay real quick?
This is what?
An incidental.
He just said come. I don't know why.
That's exactly what I.
So we have incidentals here. Obviously, as you're watching the stream, this may not be 1,000%. This is the rules we're working with, but we have 5 different types of actual foraging and resources that you can use to improve items as you go through the dying world. So, given last session and how perfectly you slew that wyvern, Johan, as we look at the screen, this would be considered incidental, right? Teeth, bones, scrap metal, offal, used for blades, bashers, and shrapnel, that sort of thing. This would be considered a perfect quality, okay? So as we write this down, with +1 to your crafting roll, you have an immaculate wyvern hide. You chop this off with your own great sword. You yourself did battle with this wyvern. You yourself, for the most part, remembering last session, slew this. So as you see on the left-hand side there, when we would normally be harvesting this, right, when we'd be foraging, you'd be rolling a d6 to see what quality of resource you got. Now, granted some of the role play that transpired, I will go ahead and grant you a 6 on that, which would be a perfect quality resource, would be +1 to your crafting. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Totally.
So you have a perfect quality. You got a badass fucking pelt. I guess if you ever played Red Dead, you got the perfect 3-star pelt of the fucking wyvern.
Mm-hmm.
Not the whole damn thing, but the section that you got. That's pretty fucking beastly.
And to clarify, like anything in Morkborg, the rules are at the GM's discretion. Do with it what you will. Like, you can give people, like Josh just did, or Astro just did, is, gift them things or make them roll. It's really up to you. But these are, rules that you can use. Yeah.
Absolutely. And use them we shall. So, Clara, why? This is immaculate. I heard the stories in the tavern, but as I look over the bumps and the actual cut of this leather, immaculate. Lad, you done cut yourself a wyvern and you took a piece of it for you. Impressive.
Living with the army, you learn to butcher things on the hoof as you go. It's just one of those skills you pick up.
Well, then that is it. Y'all must come in for tea. Y'all lollygagging in front. We've been spending way too much time. We've been talking here for a good 30 minutes. Let's have some tea. I'm dying of thirst.
You're telling me.
Yes, I need to wash the taste of this turkey out of my mouth.
As long as the tea is not as loud as the brapple that was screaming like the oven, like the grandmother in an oven.
Delightful.
That's fucking horrible. Yeah, no, the tea shall be much more quieter. It just makes a kind of a pouring sound, but it's fine. Cuts, you said your name was, and she looks at Cuts and what was the name of it? Shellstrom.
Shell, yeah. Guys... They both burp, and it sounds like Stone Cold's about to come out.
Aye, put your fucking donkey in the. Just put it somewhere. Just don't eat the chickens, please. They've got a curse on them for those who steal them, and if your donkey happens to eat one of them, well, your donkey's finna be cursed. Now, that's up to you.
Fine.
That apply to everyone.
She plucks a few extra leaves as she walks in. She pushes the door to her hovel open. And she quickly, as you guys follow behind, she puts the leaves into this teapot, which is already boiling. And she stirs it a little bit before putting the cap back on, and she beckons you guys to her table. It's a very small table. You guys are sitting elbow to elbow. Thank God there's not a fucking donkey in this house. Well, first off, it smells bad. Two, apparently someone would be trying to collect its life essence. It's
incidentals.
So y'all sitting there, and 5 minutes pass by, and you kind of introduce yourselves to each other real quick. We'll save the role play on that, but you all introduce yourselves, and before you know it, she's serving tea into these very clay, rudimentary, but still could be described as teacups. It's pleasant, yet very much befitting of her station, shall we say. She lives very much in touch with the earth. The floor of her hovel is just dirt. The walls is clay.
So she's literally in touch with the earth, like touching
Literally.
dirt all the time.
Absolutely. Yes. No, I'm glad you asked. Yes. No, she does not shy away from the fact that the earth is and kind of always has been her god in a way. That's the sense you get, is that she doesn't distinguish. This is just her existence. Her existence is in the earth, is in the dying world. But while you're here, there's actually more green than you're used to seeing, even in Sarkash. This is a forest, but yet everything around her tends to live. Everything around her tends to be getting better. Everything tends to be growing. Everything around her tends to be just refreshing. It's almost as if you guys have stank ass breath, and all of a sudden someone handed you a fucking mint ass stick of gum. You feel like you don't need to brush your teeth, even though you do. Well, I have an errand for you all, misfits, and she looks over each of you. And it's kind of, like a mother would stare at her children in kind of this way of like, yeah, I accept you for who you are, but you kind of stink. I have an ask for the rest of y'all. And it actually has to do in my backyard, if you all wouldn't mind.
All right.
Well, let us hear of the nature of this proposal.
Well, y'all look very capable and all that such. I was hoping that you could... Well, I've been trying to craft myself an item. You see, there is someone who is important to me, and they're not quite right in the head, and she actually taps on the top of her skull.
You smoke, right? Do you smoke?
And so I was hoping that maybe you could help me out in crafting an item. But I don't have the means to travel myself. The townsfolk, you see, they depend on me. I can't leave. But you lot, you look like you haven't even been here for very long. Or maybe I have, but at the very most, it looks like you won't be missed. Sorry to say. She pours you next to tea. Well, Fishman, you're very handsome. Perhaps you could procure yourself a nice maiden. Settle down, have a little guppies yourself.
Not quite sure I appreciate that.
Well.
And my eyes blink.
And she
Opposite each other.
She stares at you and she's kind of weirded out for 2 seconds. She's like, right, well, the rest of you lads, perhaps you all could help me out on a favor. What you say?
Yeah, we are listening.
Well, in my backyard, and she kind of points to this rudimentary window. No glass, no nothing. It's just a hole in the wall, basically. Out back, there tends to be a group of skeleton that are bothering me. If you could get rid of them for me, that'd be rather nice.
A group
of what?
You ain't ever heard of skeleton?
No.
You all heard of a regular elk, no?
Right.
Right.
But bonier.
Exactly. It's a scale elk. They wear their bones on the outside of their otherwise elk-like bodies. It's pretty good for defense, but if you've got
Aptly
yourself
named.
Well, right? Why the fuck do you think we call him a skell elk? Question me. I live here in Sarkash for my entire life. A skill elk. If you got yourself a fucking blunt weapon, something that you can bash it over the head, it breaks the bones much easier. Just fucking break them up real quick and they'll stop coming around. They come around to eat in the garden. It's not that bother.
That does sound right horrible.
Aye, I use some of these for poultices that help the townsfolk and such. So I'm asking, just bash him over the head real quick, break the bones, kill him if you have to. Oh, and it's something that's actually important. The item that I'm trying to forge actually depends on some of the bones from a skill elk. You could actually tear the cup of a skill elk, bring the skeletons to me. That'd actually be pretty important.
Well, this sounds like something we could do.
Well, it's like killing two birds with one stone, but at the same time, you're killing skill elks. It's not exactly easy to do.
Right, and the price then?
The price? Well, the price, you just drank the price, man.
Oh, shit.
Ha! And she smiles. I fucking tricked you.
Right, fine.
The tea that you just drank, if you don't do what I ask you when I ask you politely, well, you'll get a couple days before you fucking die.
Oh, Christ.
Well, kill me where I stand, but guess what? You'll be joining me soon.
Fuck it. I'm trans.
Anthrax slow claps at the guile host.
No, wait, are you saying that you do not have the antidote?
Oh, I'm sorry, you wanted an antidote.
That seems like quite an oversight in your little scheme.
Oh, it isn't oversight on your part, though. See, if you do it, I won't. If you do me favor, you get the tea for free, and you don't die. That seems like a fair thing.
I already said we would do it. I do not understand, but okay, we will go do it, I suppose.
She gets really close to you, and her voice changes. Good, then you should have no problem doing exactly what I tell you.
Oh, yeah.
And Bargeld's ears perk up. He hears movement in the forest a ways off.
She looks at you, Johan, and her face changes too. It goes from this very soft, red-headed woman who seems like she could be beautiful, right? You know, depending on what your taste is. And then she just says, I wouldn't fuck off if I were you. And she pulls back, and she comes back. Well, if anybody else has any problems, I think we best settle it over a cup of tea.
I think we will not be enjoying any more cups of tea with you, but let's go take care of these elk.
The scale elks, yeah. Well, they'll be out back. I would recommend waiting for them in private and being quiet. And when they come, whop them over the head and bring the skull back to me. How's that sound?
Brilliant.
Anything
I hear
that keeps
them
me
now.
alive.
There's rustling in the woods.
Aye. You seem much more in tune with the earth than you give yourself credit for, Mr. Crafter.
The earth is my bitch.
She kind of scowls at that. It's like, I gouged at your eyes you had any, but fine. It looks like you have to learn the hard way. All right. It's now a good part for us to break. 5-minute battle break.
All right.
I know.
Awesome.
All right, see you in 5.
All right. In 5.
And then, so clear a few things up here. Skell elks are in Eat, Pray, Kill, which is in Ferritory and also available on the Morkborg website for free. And so these rules make heavy use of Eat, Pray, Kill.
Yes. So obviously we wanted this to blend into the traditional, or not traditional, but the official releases of Morkborg. And so we will be obviously utilizing and implementing those fairly normally, I would argue. So
Nice.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's a must-have anyway. Like it really fleshes out the world that there's creatures, you know, in this world. Of course, they're all dangerous, but they're not like monsters. They're things in the world, and you can kill them or you can not kill them, whatever. So you know, and I loved it. Like, you know, instead of a bestiary, it's just
a living
out
ecology.
of the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
All right. Well, I will be stepping away for 5 minutes. Everybody, get yourself another brewski or get yourself a nicotine fix or whatever the case may be, and then we will go back to hunting. We'll start in the forest.
Great. We'll see you back.
I see you in 5 minutes or so.
Mm.
All right.
Time for a commercial break. This stuff is ridiculous, and I should not be drinking it right now.
Looks
but
awfully fancy.
it's I'm not Dutch, so stroop waffle or I don't know. Who's
Strip
Dutch?
waffles? You got stripper waffles over there?
It's waffle, Dutch caramel waffle liqueur.
Wow. I was gonna say I'm familiar with the waffles, but not with the alcohol of it.
They
So
fermented waffles for 50 years in oaken barrels.
somebody brought it. I don't know. They know I like Belgian waffles, but so it's 15% alcohol by volume, so not too bad. But I've been just sipping on it, and it is it's getting the job done.
I see
It
that.
sounds delicious, but also like it would give you the worst hangover of all time.
Possibly. I'm getting a little bit of heartburn from it, but because it's a little on the thick side. But
You got to mix it with your coffee, senor. It is midday.
yeah, I should look up a little coffee recipe there.
Sabrina, I apologize. Not all Americans are this way, but most Americans are this way.
No, I don't drink at all.
Oh,
I
good for
don't care if
Nate.
you do.
Yeah, we're
Well,
traditionally
it's
a
inappropriate for me to
teetotal
be like,
nation,
"Oh."
so
Excellent. All right, let's jump back in. Let's speed this up a little bit.
Yeah, we got to speed up
All
considerably.
right.
To clarify, I have fixed my audio on this end. I'm just speaking through Nate's mic as well, but I can hear everybody very well now.
Sexy as fuck. I love it. All
You gotta
right.
get your mouth is really close together.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's-
I want to talk about sexy as fuck.
All right.
I'm kidding.
So you guys are skulking through the forest for what feels to be actually, Tyler, you can get the first roll. Roll me d20.
11.
Okay, you guys skulk around the forest, and obviously, Tyler, you being the blind craftsman, everyone's kind of following your lead because you've heard these skell elk.
Name's
Yeah.
Bargeld, by the way.
Bargeld, yes, my apologies, not Tyler. Tyler is a player.
Hello,
Well-
Tyler.
Bargeld, everyone's following Bargeld's lead as he listens, and whether or not he wants to admit it, but he is in touch with the earth in this moment and feels kind of whole. And there they are. Sabrina, why don't you go ahead and roll me d4?
that'd be a 3.
Ooh, there are 3 skell elk
Oh, wow.
right there in the clearing. You guys will get the drop on them.
Anthrax pulls his penknife out of his coat, throws it on the ground. He's like, this is worthless.
By the way, I do have a small wagon. Does Cuts mind if it's hooked up to the donkey?
You're welcome to try.
My question at that point is, what was pulling the cart before? The
Me.
blonde guy?
Me.
The Bargill.
It's strapped to my waist, and I just kind of walk.
Well, let's say this before you leave.
Blind.
Clara sees the difficulty that Bargeld and Cuts are going through, and grabs another one of these. What was the name of them? The bar apples or whatnot?
Brap apple.
Brap apple. My apologies. Bar apples, brap apples. My apologies.
For Skinny Puppy fans, Brap is most Skinny Puppy fans would know that. So Brap is noise, and apples that make noise.
There we go. So after another horrific chalk or fingernails on chalkboard, I should say, experience, they manage to hook up shells from the donkey to this cart, and is pulling the cart. But there they are in the clearing, 3 skell elk, and they look just like they sound. There are 3 elk with their skeletons that are sitting atop their flesh, which means that they have these absolutely horrific-looking heads, antlers that look like they could absolutely pierce a man or a scum, shall we say.
Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have left the endless sea.
But yet you did, and here you are in the warm forest of Sarkash, facing down Skelko.
Quite unfortunate indeed, yes.
All right, you guys win the initiative, so whatever your approach is, completely valid.
So I think the first thing Cuts would do is like wrestle their bear trap off the back of Shell, and like try and like place it somewhere in the kind of space between us without kind of spooking them.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Roll me an agility real quick. DR
10. That's a natural 1. I might use Omen on that.
Ouch.
Omen?
All right.
Yeah.
Omen spent.
And that's a natural 2, which becomes a 1.
All right. Well,
Well.
okay. We got a special way we're going to spend that real quick, okay? We'll go through everyone else's actions, and then we'll figure out what happens to Dear Cuts. He might get cut. Johan, Bargeld, Rabat, Anthrax.
Bargeld is armed with a deadly femur.
Hell
So-
yeah.
He
The deadliest.
doesn't. He shies away from combat just in general. He doesn't care to hunt anything really. He gets his materials and resources from people bringing them to him, and he's loaded. He's got 120 silver, so anything you get, if you give it to him, he'll give you some cash for it. But so he hides behind this ravenous, tooth-infested donkey.
Infested, I love it.
Infested.
Terrifying.
Johan, Rabat, Anthrax.
Lads, I'll tell you right now. I don't have a problem rushing a fucking bone horse. All right?
Bone horse.
I'll start this shit off if you're all too fucking chicken shit to do so.
Do it.
So you rushing him?
I'll run out like a fucking wild murloc.
Okay, real quick. Kurtz, how much damage does your bear trap do?
They put D8.
All
Don't
right.
you fucking dare. I know where that thing is.
All right, fine. Roll me an agility. Roll me an agility real quick. DR12. DR12.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. That's a 10. Fuck
I mean-
me.
There is an omen to be spent. Anybody spend an omen?
Yeah, we got one. I only have one.
All right.
I'll
Well-
do it. Fuck it. I'll do it. I can't.
All right.
No, I'll do it. I'll reduce it. Fuck yeah.
All right. So you reduce it. Right there, Kurtz, like apparently not paying attention, sets a bear trap. I mean, it's not hard to set a bear trap, but set the bear trap right in front of your fucking running path. It almost snaps, reducing your toe count, but you manage to dodge it. There's a good omen. You feel good from drinking that tea. You're just like, you know what? The earth ain't that bad. You know, like this is natural predatory behavior. Go ahead. You run up on one of these skell elks, and they look at you. You get an attack. Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna try out these dentures for the first time.
You would bite it.
Hells yeah. So you go to bite it, your jaw opens wide. DR12.
Oh, that's a natural 20, brother.
Oh, fuck yeah. Roll 2 damage dice.
Okay, let's see here. That is 8, a 5 and a 3.
Oh, fucking nasty. Yeah, you got it from the fucking... You run to the first one, and you lock faces with it. You got it by the face. Sharp dentures.
I got you, you dirty bastard.
This thing is shaking and moving, trying to like get you with the antlers, but no, you got it in the fucking face. It can't move.
Oh man, that's all I needed for this. I can die after this. That nat 20 was great.
That's fucking badass. Actually, wait, hold on. So I need to reduce its armor die. Hold on.
Ooh,
very nice. Okay. Yeah, you did some pretty badass damage to it. It's trying to run away. That's the sense you get as you lock faces with this in the most non-romantic way, in the most morphed way. You're kissing the skeleton.
Nature is so beautiful.
Get away.
Nature's so beautiful. Oh damn.
Anthrax Johan.
Once again, it seems we have become the bait without setting the trap, but I guess what's done is done. And he pulls out his Y-hander and goes to hopefully finish off the one that Rabat is chomping on.
Oh fuck yeah, roll it.
Okay. Oh, that's painful. Another nat 1, so
no.
We're definitely burning on that. Wow. Okay, great. With my +1 modifier, that's a 6.
Okay,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you swing and you do hit it, but you hit it on the antlers, and the antlers actually lock pretty well with your Zweihander. And it locks in a way that is unnatural to you, and you flinch, so you pull back. Like, that's not a sword lock. That's something different, and you fear to get your blade caught in that. So you pull back, you're ready. You didn't lose anything. It didn't do any damage, but, it's different. You're fighting fucking a bone horse, man. Like, bone horse. Anthrax, your play.
Yes. Anthrax pulls his shield out and charges behind Rabat. And at the other horse, or Skellic, attempting to charge at him with his shield.
All right, so you're going to try and shield bash it?
Exactly.
Fuck yeah, all right. Go for it.
All right. Oof. A 5.
Oof. Well, unfortunately, because this merman fucking charged through the woods like a crazy person and bit the fucking face of the other 2 Skell-Elks, the other 2 just bolt, like just deer that you're familiar with, right? Just they look at you, their fucking heads perk up, they bolt. You're not, like, you run, like, sorry, there's no catching up. But fucking Rabat, senor, you are face to face, quite literally, with a Skell-Elk. I need you to roll defense to see if it shakes you off and stabs you with the fucking antlers.
Oh, boy.
Because you're so close. If you get dropped, it's going to do max damage with the antlers.
Oh boy! All right, what do I got? What?
Just 12. Just 12. Yep.
Okay,
agility.
I figured so. Oh, that is 6 + 3. That's 9.
Oh no! It shakes you right off the fucking face. You fall to the ground. It pins you to the ground, like 6 damage.
Right there. Jesus, cocksucker!
There seems to be blood that is emanating from the bone face of this fucking skull. Like, it's weird. Like, it looks like it should just be skeleton, but underneath it is matted fur, and it seems dangerous all of a sudden as it punctures you in 5 different places with its antlers. Let's see. Johan, you haven't rolled. Go ahead and roll me the initiative. D6.
All right, D6 incoming. 3.
Okay, Skell-Elk will go first. All right. Well, it's pretty satisfied with keeping Rabat there. Anthrax, you ran up pretty quick. Why don't you go ahead and roll the defense?
All right.
DR 12.
Oof. Looking at a 1. 2 minus 1.
Oh, boys.
Well, do not want us to do this at all.
However, I do have 2 omens.
Okay.
That is true. I'm going to spend 1 to reroll.
Okay.
Nat 20.
There it is. There it is. Go ahead, roll the attack. Real quick.
Will do.
So wait. That was a nat 20 on defense?
Yeah.
Okay, nat 20 on, just sorry to jump in, but nat 20 on defense actually gives a free attack.
Yep, that's what we're doing right now.
Oh,
okay.
So
So this is an
that
additional
11.
attack. Oh, okay. So you
And
swing.
I spent my other omen.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Go for it.
I'm gonna do it then to lower the DR.
Okay, so you hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
All right, what do you want for that shield bash?
Let's do. Well, it's a blunt weapon, right?
Yep.
It's an improvised weapon. So improvised is D4, I believe. So it's just going to do 4 straight up.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
3.
boy.
Okay, yeah. You hit it. So it like lifts its head, and Rabat, you feel the puncture marks filling with air, and it makes you gasp for a second as the Skeletal turns and literally charges fucking Anthrax. But Anthrax blocks with the fucking shield and then like karate chops it with the edge of the shield on the neck. You hear bones shattering, but the skull remains intact. The Skeletal turns. It is now everybody's fucking turn to wallop on this poor animal.
Fuck poor animal bullshit.
Oh Jesus.
That's the Skeletal.
Oh yeah.
I think that might have been the Brap apple, actually.
Yeah, that's even better.
Okay, I'll take a swing.
All right, go for it, Johan.
It's just a 9.
Nope, that won't do it. You swing and you're engaging with these antlers again. It doesn't feel right. You pull back. It's something with your mercenary training. This isn't right. This is not a proper engagement. So you keep getting kind of squeamish. You're not wanting to engage fully as to lock your sword up, but at the same time, you're not getting a clean cut. Like this beast, it feels weird. It feels weird. Maybe it's your ideology. Fuck religion or fuck the earth, and you're engaging with something so earthly, and you're just like, you're just not. It's just not in your heart.
I'm not thinking about my ideology too much. Just trying to stab this thing.
All right, touche. I hear you.
So can I just double check? This ravenous hunger gives Cuts the bite as well. Is that right? Or is it just the donkey?
It's the donkey. You just happen to have that ravenous hunger. Yeah.
Oh, of the hunger. Okay, cool.
So you're hungry. This beast is looking tasty as fuck.
Yep. So I'm gonna go in with my battle axe and try and break off some ribs to make a broth.
Hells yeah, we'll fucking roll it.
That'll be 16 with my strength, but
Yep,
still a hit.
that hits it. Yep.
And 7 on the damage.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Okay, let's roll the morale. So yeah. So you come in after this, right? You just watch Anthrax try and get charged. Boom, karate chops across the neck. It turns around. You're like, okay, I got this. Johan comes in. He starts engaging it. But, it doesn't feel quite right. And you're like, fuck this shit. You grab your battle axe. You swing towards it. Okay. Yep, it definitely does that. Okay. As you clip one of its legs, the other leg comes with it, and it kind of just like lays over on its side, surrendering. Everyone else gets their turn.
Surrendering?
Yeah, the Skeletal literally lays on its side. It is fucking hurt.
It's ours for the taking.
What you decide to do with it?
And I'm gonna just kill it.
No.
No mercy, and I'm slam the shield down on its head.
Go for it.
No shit.
Yeah,
God
roll.
damn.
Yeah, at this point, be DR 10.
17.
Yep, that hits. It's going to be max damage because it's a blunt object. So you slam your shield on its head. The inner, like, fleshy part gushes through the fucking eye holes, out the back, everywhere. Like, it just... But the skull digs into the muddy earth below. Still intact. It's still pretty hard. But, you just obliterated the fucking head of this Skeletal. This poor, defenseless, miserable Skeletal that was laying on the ground now has no legs. Well, has one less leg, I should say.
Is this thing alive still?
No, he just fucking murdered it.
Oh, okay.
I figured you might be talking about me. Yes, I'm here.
Anthrax offers his hand to Rabat.
Oh, thank you, sir.
The skin of my hand sloughs off as you pull.
Oh, fuck. I thought I was gross.
Nope.
Shit.
That's me.
All right.
So Bargeld has his sixth sense and recognizes the spirit leaving this poor creature, and is an opportunist and runs in to forage this thing.
Absolutely. All right. Let's. So this is one of the new aspects that we're introducing with using dead things. So go ahead and roll
D6.
for your foraging. Yeah, D6. What you get?
Okay, so I rolled a 2, but the blind craftsman rolls nothing less than a 3 on foraging. So I get a miserable. Oh wait, hold on.
Well,
I
before
gotta remind myself of my own rules here. Hold on, let's see.
Right. So you roll a 2, so it'd be +1, right?
Foraging is can't roll lower than a 3, right? So I get a miserable quality resource.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead? And
Unless the GM decides different.
No, I think that's fine. Go ahead and roll me a D4.
Okay. Well, let me find where'd it go?
It's usually on the floor as a caltrop.
It was stuck in the bag. All right. 4.
All right. So yeah, you definitely you get some teeth from the skull, but like I said, like you rolled, they're miserable teeth. Like, actually, it's probably Anthrax's fault. He probably bashed the thing a little too hard, and some of the teeth chipped.
All right.
Not sorry.
You can have some of these, and I'll spit some of the teeth out too.
Actually, go ahead and roll on the foraging. Let's see what quality teeth you got there.
Oh my god.
D6.
That's a 3.
All right, yeah, it's some more miserable fucking teeth, chipped. That's going to be anything. If you guys are using those incidentals, so this would be considered an incidental because it is coming from a living item, or a living creature, now considered a dead item, right? Using dead things. It's going to be -2 to your crafting roll. So if you use this, it is a shitty resource, but it gets the job done.
All right.
So you would just annotate, however you like, when you get these things. And really, so there are kind of limitations on how many resources you can carry. I've got 5, unless you have something that, like a wagon or a backpack or whatever, then it's 8. But yeah, you would annotate. So I just wrote, like, in parentheses, -2, scale out teeth. And it's not, you're not getting a quantity of this thing. It just is a thing. So it's just one of those incidentals that happens to be a miserable quality.
Right. So obviously with miserable quality, that's a -2 to your crafting roll. As we go through the resource, Ty, do you mind pulling that up real quick, the foraging real quick?
Yeah.
So as we see there on the left, miserable -2, poor -1, good. That's a wash, right? And perfect would be +1. So going back to the wyvern hide that Johan has, that is perfect, right? Due to the way that the wyvern was slain and kind of the role play that occurred, that'd be +1. So that'd be a +1 incidental versus these miserable teeth, which are chipped and shield bashed, or in this case, mermaid chewed, or mer person chewed, which would be -. So, all right, you all are totally welcome. Tell me who is trying to extract the skull. That's what I want to know.
Hard pass on that one, friend.
Well, I've taken my turn.
Right.
But...
Nate inadvertently got the teeth spit out. He spits out someone else's teeth.
And there.
Per usual.
I think Cuts is going for some ribs. I think that is what they're after.
Bet. All right. Go ahead and roll. So you're declaring an incidental? D6?
Yep. That is a 1.
Ooh. So roll a D2.
Oh boy.
That is a 3. So
No,
2.
D2.
D2,
Yeah,
so
so
B2.
2.
Yeah. So as you go in to cut some of these ribs, actually what ends up happening is you realize that some of them have been broken. It's probably Anthrax's fault. So you actually take 2 damage from the sharp bones as you go in to try and carve this thing, and you don't get any items. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I think they probably went in face first, trying to just like gnash at them.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. You chip a tooth. You got a miserable quality tooth sitting right there in your fucking skull.
It's there the whole time.
The power
Johan?
is in you.
Johan and Anthrax, one of you guys got to take the skull. Come on now.
I mean, if you want it, you can have it.
I think I will defer to the expert on this one and leave it to Bargeld.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Bargeld, you want to take the roll?
Yeah,
All right. Here's the skull. Roll the d6.
that's a 6, baby.
No fucking
Oh,
way. That is a
there
perfect
it is.
skull. Bargeld
I left it in good shape for you.
tightens the cloth on his eyes, reaches in, gets the fingers around the bone. Of course, at this point, the head has turned to mush and just rips it clean off. You can hear the skull snap from the spinal cord. But of course, the spinal cord that was already fractured by Anthrax. So you can thank him for that.
Later,
And
maybe.
when Bargeld hears these sounds as he does this, he like envisions the way that this thing will be formed into something else. He'd see it in his mind from hearing this cracking and just the noise of things. He pictures the item in his mind.
Excellent. Yeah, you can see kind of an image of what Clara is hoping for when it comes to death caps. And you're just seeing how this portion of the skull, very tough, very hard, deflecting damage, will totally be utilized. All right, Anthrax, that leaves you with your opportunity to forge if you so desire.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some organs.
Hells yeah. Go ahead and roll that.
All right. A 5.
Very good.
Ooh, okay. 5. I need to go back up. That's a good quality. So that's a wash. Yeah, so you get yourselves, some intestines. You sling them over. You get yourself a nice lung, some of the skin. Not bad, not bad. So that would still be considered incidental, unless I'm
Okay. What's
Yeah,
the
like-
appropriate
yeah, I
annotation
mean,
for
it's-
that?
Right.
right. So you all get an incidental of varying quality. Obviously, Johan, you did give up your roll, but of course you are sitting there with the perfect wyvern hide. So,
Yeah, I'm waiting on that one.
right. All right.
Let's let everybody know. Crafting tables for general items are still in the works, just because there's so much. But you can craft pretty much all the general items that you'd see in the book that you might start with or can buy or whatever, right? So that's a part of it. But obviously, more important is improving the items you have. So you can add precision, potency, damage, defense, are your basic. So they'll add to your rolls. So D2 to attack, D2 to creatures affected, D2 to damage, or D2 to defense. Now, then you can also, and those are all a DR12 depending on GM's preference, but you have to have certain things. So incidentals in that case work for precision and damage. Precision, you would need foliage and incidentals. Damage, you need wood and incidentals. Then you can also add old school RPG effects. That's a DR14 roll, and those would add a chance for things to happen. My character is specifically, when you add those effects to an item successfully, every time you use it, you have the D4 chance to add for that effect to proc. My character, when he adds effects, they are D2 chance to proc.
Oh, I see.
So you go from 25% of the time,
Yeah.
to 50.
Mm-hmm. And then there's experimental proclivities, and those we probably won't get to, but those would add like super, super duper cool things. So, in other words, you have the ability now with your incidentals to go and forage for foliage or to add precision to your attack rolls, or to go and forage for like wood items to add damage to your damage rolls.
So basically, to kind of handle this, what we'll do is I want everybody to think of an item that is within their possession that they would like to improve. Okay? So with that being said, you can improve the precision, which would add a D2 to your attack roll, so it makes it hit more often, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could add to the potency, right, which adds a D2 to creatures affected, right? So you could technically hit more than one creature.
Well, not with what they have.
Not with what they have. They would have to get foliage and live stuff, right? So obviously we would have to, if you can't get everything here, it'd be a little bit difficult, but we could go foraging for live stuff, being like insects, rodents, mold, fungi. You're in the woods, so we're kind of in a really good situation. You could help improve the damage, which does require wood plus an incidental. That'd be plus D2 damage, right? So a +1 at least. If you want to add effects, then obviously we'd go there, or an experimental proclivity, we would have to go there. So what I would like is everybody think of an item and think would they like to add precision, potency, damage, or defense.
Oh, I can definitely do that.
Okay,
Because
so
I want to add teeth to my teeth.
all right. So what would
Teeth on teeth.
you're going for damage?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll me a foliage. You're with your incidental, right? You got some poor quality teeth, but if I get some wood, I could expand these dentures a little bit more. I get a second row of shark's teeth. So go ahead and roll me.
Right. And we're in Sarkosh, so then that's kind of a GM choice, right? So here we are, we're in Sarkosh, we're in the woods. You'd probably get some kind of fresh lumber.
Right. So go ahead and roll that for me. You're foraging for that, Rabat.
Okay. That's a 5.
Ooh, very nice. So that's a wash. So that's a +0, but you do have a good quality piece of wood. You found out that with the Skell Elk right underneath those teeth you spit out, you look at the stick and it's like, this is a fucking good stick. So you grab the teeth, you grab the stick, and you're like, I'm gonna make me some fucking extra pair of dentures that go behind the current ones I got. So when you get back, you'll be able to forge those.
What a thought to have when you find a stick. He's way better.
Hold on. I'm going to overrule the GM on this one. We're in Sarkosh. He got a good quality thing. It's probably not going to be a stick, right? So maybe he took a chomp out of a fresh tree and that's like a nice big chunk of fresh.
Oh fuck, wood. I like that better. No, that's a good thing. I like that. So yeah, there you go. You as you were spitting the teeth out, you're like, I need to clean my mouth, and you take a bite. You just happen to take a bite out of an elder tree that's been sitting there for eons. And you're like, this wood actually doesn't taste bad in my mouth. This must be a good quality denture material.
So let's imagine you're in let's imagine you're in Schleswig or something, and you forage in the city. It's doable. It's totally doable. So what you say, I'm going to forage for wood in Schleswig, then you carve off a piece of the table at the inn or tavern or whatever, right? Like, again, this is all storytelling stuff that's completely up to GM and players to kind of figure out. But yeah, where you're at is where, is what you get. They all function roughly the same. It's just how it feels. And then when I use that item to craft something or to improve something, there's a role play aspect to that as well, right?
So obviously if you're in Kyrgyz and you're trying to find a tree on top of the snow-drawn peak, good luck. Right. Or better yet, if you're in Kyrgyz and you're trying to find live stuff, an insect, a rodent, mold, or fungi, again, good luck,
Right.
Obviously, we're kind of in, and this actually works really, really nicely, being in Sarkash with it being fairly warm and wooded, a lot of these things are readily available. So yeah, that's a good call out, Ty, to letting everybody know, like, hey, this is not necessarily how it works every single time, and I appreciate you correcting me. It's not like, I found a nice stick. That's true. maybe that's the two beers talking. But long story short, it's it's trying to find things that are actually worthwhile using. A lot of Morkborg, when you look into the book, it's like, hey, you have a necklace of teeth. You could start with a necklace of teeth. Well, what quality are those fucking teeth? Do those teeth help you build something that makes you a better murder weapon? So,
and yeah, it's totally open source in terms of do you want your players to be able to just kind of make up what they're crafting? Like, if I've got some wood and some teeth, maybe I want to craft something that's a tooth bat or whatever, right? Like,
oh yeah,
go fucking crazy. That's what it's all about. So,
tooth bat sounds fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
had an
follow
idea
a
from
seal and freaking bash things with it.
Go ahead, Sabrina.
I was thinking, like, if I could get some wood or something, could I end up with like a bear trap kind of like tong, like a weapon, like it's like a stick with a bear trap on the end, so you just like literally
Nice.
poke at someone with a bear trap.
Oh, dude, that's fucking metal. Of course you can. Yes, that's metal
auto
as
grapples.
shit. Yes,
Oh,
yes. Go ahead and roll. So you see Rabat take a bite out of this tree, and Rabat seems to kind of like the taste of this wood. We'll give you +1 on your foraging for that.
So with the +1, that's a 4.
Okay. So +1. Let's see here. So picking through the remnants of Rabat's bite, yeah, you get some of the leftover pieces. I guess well, Rabat seems to bite the best things, whether it be a Skell-Elk's face or a fucking tree. But yeah, you found some poor quality wood.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you got some. So that's going to be a -1 to your crafting roll.
Yep.
So there you go.
Cool.
You've got an incidental and some wood, so you're going to make your bear trap on a stick. That's fucking metal.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, you already have the bear trap, right? So the GM would kind of decide what, do you have what you need to make what you're asking to make? And so Josh would say yes or no, and then you do a DR12 roll.
Exactly.
Nice.
In this case, I say, fuck yeah. We're going to put some sticks on bear traps. Johan and Anthrax, you two are left. What would you like to aim for in terms of your foraging?
Well, my idea... foraging? Let's see. If we're getting new stuff...
How would you like to improve whatever weapon or whatever item you're trying to improve? And then we can aim for the foraging from there, too.
Yeah. Well, the main thing that I want to work on is this wyvern hide, and my idea with it was I wanted to see, because I have would it be possible to take my tier 1 armor and use the wyvern hide to improve to a tier 2?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, but to do that, because we're improving defense, you need something from the wood category and environment. So you're actually going to make 2 foraging rolls. So while the rest of you are biting trees and picking through the remnants, Johan seems to be digging through not only wood, but also his environment. So Johan, go ahead and roll on the wood first. D6.
Okay. D6, okay. That's a 1.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking, and instead you just get a splinter. So roll a D2.
I can't find any wood in a goddamn forest.
Nothing that's worthwhile. Nothing that's worthwhile. Like all the wood you're pulling, apparently it's just
more
breaking
cross-eyed
apart.
than I am.
All right, so here comes D2. Another 1. Wow.
All right, so you end up, you're finding wood in a goddamn forest. Oh, for sure. It's all rotten, fucking horrible wood. This is the miserable world. It's a dying world. You stop grabbing the dying trees. You get a fucking dying splinter in your dying finger for dying D1 damage.
That's pretty good.
I'm sorry, my man.
Because of the unnatural heat, everything's just growing. It's growing fast, but it's not growing well. It's not
I
growing
fucking love
strong.
that. That's metal shit. I love it.
So just like anything else, your rules may vary, but sharing these materials is totally fine. Giving them to a craftsman is part of the part of the deal, right?
That's why you don't murder your craftsman companion. Is
Right.
All right, we'll go ahead and roll for your environment as well. Let's see what quality of sand, mud, snow, or rainwater you find.
Okay, environment D6. That is a 6.
Nice. So it turns out that there is actually a small creek nearby, and you harvest some of the water from it, and it's extremely pure. So I'm going to give you a perfect quality environment item, right, for crafting, or at any point you could transform this into D2 rations.
Okay. Perfect.
Nice.
Because it is consumable. Now, you could totally roll the D2 and it's only 1 day of water. Or it's 2 days of water because it's just mineral-rich water. That's up to you. Basically, you found vitamin water out in the dying world.
Nice.
Coca-Cola branded.
Just a bottle of it. Thank you, 50 Cent.
Okay, so for my own note-taking, I have a perfect environmental element and a miserable wood element.
That is correct. Yep.
Okay.
You got a... Well, wait, hold a second. You rolled a 1 when you were trying to get the wood, right?
Yeah, he didn't have any wood.
Yeah, so all you got is that fucking splitter. You didn't get no wood.
I don't even have anything usable for wood. Dang. Okay.
No. Now, you could spend more time doing so, but we're going to go to Anthrax to get their foraging rolls real quick.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I want to put spikes on this shield like a saw blade. And then attach these intestines to it like it's on a chain so I can whip it around.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and roll for wood. That's all you need is for wood.
Oh, okay, so just a D6?
Yep, this is D6.
That's cocked.
Yeah, that's horrible.
1.
Oh, no.
All right, well, apparently you're picking from the same twigs that fucking Johan is. Go ahead and roll D2.
Okay. A what? A 2.
All right, you got 2 splinters, one in your thumb and one in your middle finger. Now you can no longer give the bird to anybody.
Damn.
Still will, though.
All right, I haven't actually foraged, so let me roll real quick.
Okay, what you aiming for, Ty? Or what you aiming for, Bargill? Okay.
I got wood and and that's a 5.
Well, we'll see when you roll if you get wood or if you get a splinter. We'll see.
He said wood.
I got a 5, so
nice. That's a good quality. So that's a +0. So nice.
All right. So yeah, I'll anybody. It's up for grabs. So you want to jump into some crafting real quick?
Yeah. So I'll make it this way. So I know Chris and Johan were kind of they got the splinters, but basically if you're willing to take your good quality resource and reduce it to a miserable, they both can have wood for their forging.
Yeah, or they could give me their stuff and I could craft it for them.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what you want. Remember, I'm the imbuer, so my effects have a 50% chance of proccing. But so let's see.
I don't know if we have enough for effects. I don't think we forged quite enough for that.
Live stuff and environment.
Okay, so live stuff. So no one has any live stuff. We didn't capture any mice to fucking sacrifice.
Well, we'll just skip that. Cuts does have everything they need.
Tis true. So actually, that's a great way of doing it. So y'all head back after a successful killing of a skell elk. Y'all get your splinters. Y'all get your factors of wood or clear spring water. You head back to Clara's house, and she greets you and all that sort of thing. And she takes the skell elk head and she says, "Thank you." She places it right next to another skull, a skull that has very ornate drawings on it. She says, "Well, I need you to go back out a wee bit later. I need you to probably go all the way to Allianz to get a couple heads, but for now, why don't you... Looks like you all got a wee bit rattled." She looks at Rabat. "And some of you full of holes, but for now, why don't you settle in and get better?"
All right.
All right. Who wants to make their items?
Let's let Cuts go first since they have what they need.
Tis true.
Yeah.
Cuts, you were doing a bear trap on a stick?
Yes, bear trap on a stick.
All right. Fuck yeah. So that's, what was it? Wood and a incidental, right?
Yeah, I have pour wood?
No, it was just the wood because
Just the wood,
bear
'cause I
trap
have
already
the
exists,
item.
yeah.
Well, the way I was gonna do Ty, and you can correct me if I'm
It would
correct
need to
me.
be.
Well, I was gonna do the.
like attached somehow.
Well, no, I was gonna do the wood and the incidental just to see, because if I remember correctly, I'm scrolling here. Wood and incidental. That would increase the damage. So if it's a successful forge, I was going to have it go from because it increases by D2. Bear trap does D8, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to do bear trap on a stick as doing D10 damage if it's a successful forge. Because at that point, you're sticking the bear trap in the fucking face.
Well, what they're doing right now is they're crafting. They're not improving it.
Oh, it is true. All right. So so I have to defer to you then. How would you prefer we do that?
So just for these purposes, they already had the bear trap, and then they got wood.
Right. So they have everything. So that's just a DR12.
So, the GM could say, "Well, you don't have any way to attach these two items together, right?" So they could require, some kind of glue-ish substance or a rope or something, right? But for this purpose, let's just do the roll and say you have what you need, right? You've got the bear trap and you've got the wood. Let's see if you can attach the bear trap to wood.
Yeah, sounds good. So we'll make it a DR12, and that would be. Let's make it a
13 with the pour wood.
I'm going to make it a toughness roll. So go ahead and roll toughness DR12, and all you're using is your wood. Yep.
Okay. That is so 11, so 12 with my toughness, but the wood is -1, right?
So you get to an 11.
So I use my other omen to take the down, so I succeed.
There you go, DR -4. So yeah, so you finagle with it, and you're kind of like, fucking Christ! I was out here. I fucking fought with my donkey over like two fucking noisy ass apples that sound like glass being shaken in a plastic container, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you're thinking about the day, and it just attaches. And you're like, oh fuck yeah! Now you got a bear trap on a fucking stick.
Nice.
It's awesome.
I will say,
amazing.
The next time you play, it better be called Bear Trap on a Stick.
He's starting a franchise.
Right? Bear Trap on a Stick. Now coming to Johan, you're next. You want to improve your armor, right?
Yeah. So
right.
I have a perfect hide that gives me +1 crafting. I got the perfect environment element.
Mm-hmm.
Which does that give a bonus?
+1.
+1, yep.
+1. And I have a toolbox.
That's another +1.
Okay, so all in all, my stuff will give me a +3, but I'm missing one.
You're missing the wood.
So Johan will humbly ask Bargill to do the task for him.
I'll hand off like Astra said. I'll split this good quality into 2 miserable quality and give one to Chris and one to Anthrax and one to Johan.
Okay.
Cool. Much appreciated.
So because it is a miserable quality, that is going to be a -2, but you already have +3 to all of this. So it's a +1. Because it is a defense roll, we're improving. That'd be strength. So that would fall under strength. DR12.
Okay, here we go then. With the modifier, that's a 19.
Wow.
Boy.
Yeah. So what armor were you wearing before there, Johan?
So I figured I had kind of like a brigandine vest. So it's like a leather vest with some like metal plates sewn into it, and that's yeah.
Okay.
But we're gonna expand on that a bit and maybe give it a different backing, make some like shoulder pauldrons or something.
Oh fuck yeah!
Maybe
Go
a
wild.
helmet.
Go wild. No, you got 19. You get whatever the fuck you want. D4 armor, bro. Go for it.
Oh, okay.
Wyvern
The-
epaulets.
Okay, then we're gonna go. If sky's the limit, then we're gonna do like a full like Monster Hunter, like Wyvern Dragon Slayer, like scale mail.
Oh hells yeah, yeah. It's still only D4, not quite as tough as when you were slicing into the wyvern, but you find yourself feeling rather comfortable with it, and it fits pretty well. So,
Hell yeah,
nice.
very very nice. There you go. I told you there'd be a quest attached to it, and there you go. You got it. Very nice, Rabat. I see you next in the rotation. You trying to make those extra pair of dentures there increase the damage?
Right, yes.
Right.
Craftsman, do you have any work? You ever do any work in dentistry?
I can give it a roll. I don't really have anything specific to add to damage wise, but I can give it a roll. I mean, what are we doing here? You want to increase the damage, right?
Yeah.
Or no, you wanted to craft some dentures. So
We'll add an extra roll because he already has dentures. He wanted to add, if I remember,
add more teeth to the dentures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add teeth to my teeth.
All right. Yeah, my strength is +1 if you want.
Yeah,
me to.
mine's -1 for sure.
Okay. So that's a 20. That's 11, 12. And then what were the quality of what were we using?
It's -2 overall.
Oh.
Yeah, the miserable teeth.
So yeah, I'll just use one of my 2 omens to reduce it. So
Oh, what a friendo.
Nice. Alrighty. So since Bargeld is a skilled craftsman, he looks at these crooked and shattered scale-out teeth, says, this won't do. Rearranges it, puts the molars in the front and then the sharp ones in the back. So now it actually fits pretty nicely with these sharp dentures.
Nice. Oh, beautiful.
sweet.
Yeah, so you increase your bite attack by D2. So let's see here.
Are you
I
like
will
hammering
look
them into their face?
Can you take them out and put them in the donkey?
Oh man, it's mine in this this donkey's like Voltron transformation.
So Rabat, instead of a D6, your bite does D8.
Hell yeah! Oh Boise,
Your
Let's
fucking
do
sharp dentures. Anthrax.
that's beautiful.
Craftsman, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this. I have a vision.
I have a vision.
I'm just gonna throw him the shield, the wood you gave me, and the intestines, and not explain anything.
All right.
I feel like you know it too.
It's like, well,
Yeah,
there's only one thing
I
we
do
can
that
get done
whole
with
thing.
this.
The Mr. Miyagi.
Oh man.
All right.
And then all right, what are our pluses and minuses on those?
Well, at this point, it's the miserable wood, so that's -2, right?
Mhm.
What was your incidental, Anthrax?
Good quality.
Good.
Okay, so that's a wash. So we're at -2. We're rolling for a damage improvement. I would roll. It's a returning shield because obviously we have like the Spider-Man intestines rope holding this buzzsaw shield.
I don't know that we could. I don't. That would not be damage. That would be like a precision.
Yeah, it's like adding a function,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we could either call it. It's up to the GM, but I would call it either crafting a new item here, like we did with the.
Oh, true. Because this would kind of be an experimental proclivity, wouldn't it? Because returns to your hand.
No, it's so like we did with Kutz's thing was a craft, right?
Mhm.
Or did we? What did we do?
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this would probably be either crafting or, so they want to put a shield on an intestine and be able to swing it around, right? That's not really damage, right? That's probably precision, which would, or not precision, potency, which would be D2 creatures affected.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh yeah, like a sweep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that too.
Like,
That's cool.
you
as
know,
hell.
Captain
Okay,
America shield throw, right?
That's literally what I'm thinking, but more of a leper.
Right.
Well, in that
Captain
case,
Leprosy.
in case we gotta get some foliage and live stuff. So real quick, Bargeld, you can roll for the foliage real quick. That'll be a D6, and then
Okay.
Anthrax, roll for the live stuff. See if you can catch a mouse.
That's a
Catch
5.
yourself a mouth.
All right, you find yourself some nice flint stones.
Nice. Oh wait, I thought I was rolling for live stuff.
No, you rolling for the foliage.
Oh, okay.
Anthrax is rolling for the live stuff.
Oh. 1.
Of course. You have another omen. No, you used it.
No.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
Lord.
that's a D20, isn't it?
Wait, what?
Yeah, roll the D6. Yeah.
Yeah, D6.
Oh, I rolled a D6. Yep. Okay. It was a 1.
Oh, geez. Well, you find a mouse and it bites you on the finger.
I figured.
D2 damage.
Bastards.
Rough.
2 damage.
I attacked the mouse with my femur.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead. Roll it. Roll it.
D4? Or no,
Yeah.
I gotta roll the
D20.
right? That's a 13 plus.
Yeah, you
strength.
whack it. No worries. Yeah, you whacked it. And yeah, you end up with a good quality live thing. It's still twitching.
Nice.
It can't move. It's still twitching.
Just crush it.
All right. Yeah, I'll hand it over to Chris to do the crafting roll.
Cool.
Great.
All right. So you're trying to make this a sweeping kind of motion. So now you add in the potency. That's going to be a agility check, DR12.
DR12 agility. Okay. I have a +1. With a 14, so 15.
Very
Yeah.
nice. So now every
Nice.
time you attack with your shield, you can hit D2 creatures.
Love it. Thank you.
That is amazing.
So
Just imagining the sound the intestine makes as it kind of flicks out.
Just like a wet whip.
Yeah,
it's probably not as bad as a black
Splorch.
that's just true.
All
all
right.
of our weapons are like dead rising weapons now.
Oh, that's true. Hell yeah.
Very
a
nice.
lawnmower on a pallet.
You're right. Chainsaw, a dildo, or whatever.
Replace the blade with them.
Very nice. Well, we've been playing for 2 hours. I want to kind of cut and curtail the session off here.
Well,
Unfortunately,
Bargeld hasn't gotten the craft.
Yes.
He hasn't gotten the craft for himself anyway.
not yet, but Bargeld did do that. Bargeld will have to stick around so that way Bargeld can make the death caps.
Well, just to show everybody this little, the rules here. Let's say I just tried to improve something and failed my roll. Everybody hit that. And again, the GM is the DR12 is the suggested, right? So it's up to you to kind of set those things. But let's say I failed. I tried to craft or I tried to improve and I failed. Well, guess what? There's a crafting failure table.
Oh, perfect.
Fun.
We
D6
wouldn't be more
failure.
failure table.
Yeah, of course.
He rolls a 2. Bargeld has failed miserably and lost all his omens for the day.
Ooh,
So he
damn.
didn't lose the items he was, or the materials he was using. He just completely blew it, and his omens, he's totally just not happy.
I use an omen to re-roll that.
Nice. All right. Reroll my failure roll, and that's a 6. What the hell is this thing? You've crafted something altogether different, and you roll on a different table.
Whoa, okay.
So let's say I was going for defense, right? I'm trying to upgrade my what am I wearing? I didn't really say, just some clothes or whatever.
I was supposed to say, hopefully some
D2
clothes.
armor.
We've been role playing this.
Hopefully clothes. And so instead of that, I roll for something else. Or let's say I was crafting an item, right? So I'd roll on a completely different table. And end up with just some fucking random ass thing. But let's say I roll potency instead or something. So that was a 16. And so I've added, or no, I wouldn't roll on that actually. If I'm just swapping, I would roll I'd roll a D6 for that. Sorry. 5. So actually I just added an effect. And then I roll a D8 to see what.
It's basically you've been bouncing from table to table. So if you
Yep.
fucked up your
That's right.
roll, but you rolled a D6, so instead of increasing, for example, the murder shield, the murder intestinal shield of slinging variety, you might accidentally make a shield that just does more damage, or it's easier to hit with. Or
Right.
maybe you create a shield that lights on fucking fire.
Right.
Oh, that's metal.
So yeah,
And
I
that
now
is
have
shield.
clothes that cause fear on D2 chance to cause fear. So creatures must make one creature must make an immediate morale test.
So you have clothes that'll show your genitals off now.
No.
Like, nope,
No.
not messing with that guy.
No.
I'm not the husband.
As the GM, I have to say he crafted assless chaps. There's a difference.
That's scary too.
Got a cod piece that does D6 bludgeoning.
Actually, there is
It's just a fist.
there is a cod piece in this that you can craft, but
Oh, that's
Seriously?
beautiful.
yeah.
That's dope.
Oh
But
my
anyway.
God.
Let's go ahead and wind down. I want to say thank you to everybody who played.
What?
Say,
Yeah, I thought we were like epic thing. I thought we were going like all day.
no, we're gonna have to do it another time. I know some folks got to head out and that sort of thing. So, unfortunately,
Well,
I
we
know,
can't.
this has been the
Anybody that
best.
can stick around, we can run through a couple other things if you wanted to. It's up to you. Whoever's got to go can go. But if you want to stick around, we can kind of like mess around with the husbandry rolls, or do you want to do that next time?
I know I got to actually dip out. So, I mean,
Oh, do you do? Okay.
Yeah, I do. So if you want to go ahead and run that, that's absolutely that's brilliant.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about doing anything more with this adventure. Just
yeah, showcasing
run
it.
through
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I mean, unless do you want to meet again this week or next week or?
I'd be more than open to meeting up again and absolutely showcasing some of that. And maybe next time, what we can do
Agreed.
is getting some
Yeah.
husbandry rules down, so that way we can breed some murder weapons, some murder animals, murder creatures on
Murder
our way to
weapons too.
Allianz.
Yeah.
So
Now-
eventually, the goal is to get you guys to go to Allianz so you can get the item to make this brand new craftable item. That was the goal, but
Oh yeah.
unfortunately, you guys spent too much time flirting with Clara. So
Yes, we did. So that would be 3 heads from Allianz,
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, cool. Holy shit.
which is a
Nice.
postcard that will come with using dead things.
Oh,
Of
yes,
the, did we reach it?
I believe you did. Let's double check.
We're not quite to 3,500 yet. Everybody needs to go back and up their pledges and all that.
We got you.
Sacrifice to Necrobolt.
But yeah, once we get to 3,500, I'm going to go ahead and give everyone the monsters for free. So 2 new monsters,
Nice.
and then we'll have a surprise after that. But yeah, so you'll have 20 postcard adventures with a nice little postcard front, art by Astrolich, and the back, same thing. But the back will be all GM rules.
That's
So
very
you'll be
cool.
able to run these little adventures, which might be a dungeon, it might be an encounter, whatever. It might be
Puzzle, a trap,
puzzle.
something. Yeah.
Well, that sounds awesome, man. I look forward to running the rest of the adventure.
Yeah, I'm down.
Looks great.
For sure.
Yes, we figured out our technical difficulties now, so
Yeah, we can get it figured out.
yeah. No,
Oh
very glad
man,
to
that
have
first
us.
5 minutes of echo though. Can we get like the last 5 minutes of just complete echo as well?
Yeah, it's like the theme music.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
again, I
gotta
want to
turn
thank.
Oh no!
Yeah.
There we go.
Now we're
Let's
doing
try to be real
industrial.
sincere with each other through all that bullshit.
Right. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody who stopped by and played and absolutely give us a test run of the rules. Hopefully that showcased exactly what we're trying to do and inspired a lot of people to pick this up. Again, using Dead Things on Kickstarter. Back it now. It is live for the next, was it 11 or 10 days, Ty?
Yeah, everybody go give that a touch.
It ends the 28th?
Yeah,
At
28th.
11-ish Central. So,
Brilliant.
yeah, you got a little bit of time. I mean, we've only been live since Friday, so. And there will be a pledge manager. I understand some tabletop RPG players might not really, because they're not as common with TTRPG Kickstarters, but so you can back at the dollar level, and that will get you into the pledge manager where you can pledge later. We'll probably be running that in Marchish, and then you'll be able to back there if you're, because I understand that New Year's Studios is running an awesome Kickstarter that's a little pricier than what we're doing, but it's like a must pretty much. Like I was gonna actually give them a shout out because Cuts did kind of forget that their donkey had a D6 bite. It didn't get used. And I was surprised by that. I love the role play, but then you forgot that your donkey was like a badass.
I was thinking about them being left with your wagon. I didn't want to spoil your stuff, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I guess I need to upgrade the wheels on my wagon or something.
Yeah, it's all terrain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could make it with the rules. We could make it a battle wagon.
Right.
Spikes on it.
Spikes.
A chariot.
There you go.
But yeah, so New Year Studios, go look up. Dang it, what's it called?
Like the core reference cards.
Yeah.
Morkborg compatible core reference cards, and that is what 166 premium tarot size cards that are items you're carrying, weapons, whatever. So to just kind of remind you, you've got it in front of you what you've got, rather than looking at a character sheet where you're constantly scratching things off or whatever. Here's why Handler breaks. Toss the card. It's gone. Go craft a new one.
GM.
Go craft a new one,
Burn the
hopefully,
card.
and then you get it back.
Burn them.
That's right.
Burn it, yeah. Throw it on the fire.
No, and we're going to record a special shout out for all of the Kickstarters going on in the Merc board community right now.
Mm-hmm.
It'll run next week's episode and to the end of the campaign, or until the end of your Kickstarter campaign. But yeah, it's going to be an in-character roundtable thing.
Oh, that's us. That's a name. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
weird. Thank you.
We them boys.
we them boys.
Check it out. What's your shout out your links and all that?
Oh, Twitter at R20LLED standard.
I'm the rolled Nate.
Yeah,
On
I'm
Twitter.
Cannibal Chris with 7s. That's not helpful.
But you can find it. You can pretty much find us anywhere if you're looking up the rolled
Like that?
standard. It's.
Yep.
That's the one. That's our Twitter.
Sweet.
Yep.
And from there, I'm
Spotify
assuming
is our
find
big
everything
thing.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find us everywhere from Twitter.
Yep. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, of course, pretty much.
Awesome.
So, yeah, thanks for having us, guys. We really appreciate it. I'd love to come back and continue with these fucking weirdos. This is a great little fucking 2-hour jaunt for me, man. It's been a while since we've done anything that wasn't straight up for the show. So
Great.
it was a great time, man. I appreciate it, you guys.
Thank you for humoring us and kind of running through these new rules and all that. And
it's been awesome. Yeah, fucking pretty
our
much
pleasure
anytime.
for getting a preview, and it was fun giving them a test drive.
Absolutely.
I'm glad y'all had fun. Hopefully this is, super fun and like creates a whole other little subculture of what did you craft today kind of thing.
Right, sure.
I think the thing
I
I
guarantee
like
there'll be third-party content beyond this, based on this, with more crafting rules.
Oh, yeah.
More crafting items.
Love
I think
it.
the thing I enjoyed the
MacGyvers.
most was like requiring you guys to actually dig into the carcass and describing what the hell, like from a DM's perspective.
Yeah.
Now
for sure.
you engage with what you kill, and that is more important now. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, monster stat blocks in core book always have like what you can get from looting it, and now it's applicable.
Right.
Besides just selling it.
Right. Like that, that was kind of a genesis for like between the core book listing those things and like, it's silver or whatever. Like, and again, if you are running like a one shot or whatever, maybe silver is the direction you want to go. But if you're trying to run kind of a longish thing, then, I think it adds something to have to engage with the world, and to kind of like get grimy and feel it and create the things that are in it. And where was I going with this?
I don't know. It's cool because it gives you an opportunity to have a resource that isn't just for like, all right, well, this is a stack of money waiting in an inventory or whatever. It's like you have options. That's definitely still an option, but
you can, and you could always. There aren't specific rules. Like I'm not putting the dollar amounts on these things, so that's a good. GMs, because everybody has their own economies, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah,
but
this could
these
potentially
things are totally sellable and
this could
tradable.
potentially be like an avenue into, like, I guess I don't know if Morkborg has end game content, but like at a certain point,
It's called the seventh misery.
At a certain point, like, what if your adventurers survive a couple adventures and they have a lot of money? Well, at a certain point, there's not a whole lot left to spend it on, because you have a very limited inventory space for one thing, and the equipment only gives you so many options. But this, could provide an avenue to open that up to doing some different things.
Also, you say like for campaigns, but even for one shots, like this is perfect for giving like your bad folks like some unique gnarly kind of weapons and armor for them to use and also be scavenged from them, which is great.
Sure, yeah.
And we did take quite a while on foraging and stuff, so again, that's something that I'm not gonna. That's how you play, right? So if foraging might have taken us an entire day, right? For all the foraging we did, depending on the GM. So, Cuts had only rolled a D1 on their whether they were going to be cruel or kind to their creature. So Cuts would have had to roll again a D4, right? And so maybe for the next 4 days, are you going to be cruel or kind to your creature?
Right. I think the thing that's cool is implementing this in like obviously on the server we have a West Marches style. It's like obviously I encourage all of you to keep the items that you have, because like that's a badass story. So like if for some reason freaking Anthrax dies and some dude's wandering around in the forest and finds this intestinal shield that they can swing around, like that's a story behind that. But like the other thing is, for example, Johan, like you totally slew a wyvern last session. If someone had grabbed the poison aspect of that tail and they come to me and say, hey, I want to add an effect. I want to add a poison effect. To me, I'm like, yo, shit, like you have wyvern poison? That's going to make that way easier.
Yeah, I looked at it. I looked at it after we finished the session. I'm like, oh, right, the stinger. I totally forgot. The thing is worth 60 silver too, but I just forgot.
So that's the cool thing, though, or for example, maybe what I should have done, and this is, retrospective as a DM, is like, yo, Rabat totally got some extra teeth. Maybe it would have been easier because he mentioned, I'm crafting an extra denture. Yeah, they're shitty teeth, but they're teeth. That's what you use to make dentures. So it might have been easier, maybe a DR12, it should be in a DR10, to forge dentures versus, hey, I'm sharpening arrowheads to make dentures. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Sure.
I was really surprised that everybody passed just the base DR12 roll. That was pretty insane. So I don't know that I would do that. I think the GM's role there is to say, what do you mean? You want to craft dentures with bugs? Like, sure, but that's going to be a DR14 if you want roach teeth or whatever, right?
Roach teeth.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the DR role there is, can you craft this thing? So the base is DR12. I don't think it needs to lower. I think it needs to raise when you're trying to do something harder. So we might have raised it a little bit for a shield on an intestine, right? But I can't wait to see like a 1 and that intestine just fucking snap and shit goes everywhere.
Oh, no. Intestine, I see. I wish I wish Chris was here. But like, if he rolls a 1, that intestine.
He's there.
Are you still here, Chris?
No. He's getting ready. Actually, I was going to say that we're going to have to head out here. I got.
Okay.
Oh, same.
I got to get that guy off to work. So.
Well, then I will hold the suspense, so that way, in the West Marches style, if there's a 1 rolled, we will find out what the shit shield will.
All right, guys. Thanks again for having us. I appreciate it a ton.
Thanks so much, y'all. Check out the Road Standard, everyone that's watching or will watch.
Much appreciated, guys. You take care.
Take it easy.
Well, likewise. I'm going to head out as well, Senor Tyler. So.
Peace out.
Thanks, y'all. This was freaking awesome. Worked exactly how I want it to. Again, my focus is really on adding mechanics that increase role play, make it easier, make it more engaging. Your character is your character. You become them, and they feel like you. And so that's what we're going to be doing with this. That's what we'll be doing with any future projects that we haven't quite announced yet, but we want to, this is a world, and it's a really neat world, and a lot of people have latched onto it because it's interesting and feels very different, and like you can do things. And for me, it's really cathartic to go in to the Dying Lands and just be horrible.
I know, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, Josh knows we played
Spit in the Ditch with
Spit in the Ditch.
Vid, yeah.
With Heck and Viv, and it was awesome. And my first time playing anything outside of Alien RPG, and my first time as a player of any RPG. I am board game based, and I just fucking fell right into my character. The role was perfect for me, and yeah, so I went to bed sucking on a tongue that I cut out of a dead man's face.
It was quite erotic. Yes,
that's more for you, and that's what really caught my attention is in watching. Because I watched a bunch of people play before I played it. I loved how they all like really leaned into their flaws.
Yeah.
Which is something that you don't see in like 5th edition or stuff like that, where it's just a straight power fantasy.
Right.
Yeah. To have, just you don't have to necessarily be an awful person, but to actually have personality flaws and explore that as your personality, I think it was very refreshing, and just the fast to easy play style and the griminess. Yeah, it's great. But with that, I'm going to say thank you again for letting me play. I hope to explore some the Dying World with you some more, do some more crafting. We'll be in touch on Discord, and I'm going to bow out. Peace.
Absolutely. Thank you, Johan.
Thanks, y'all. Yeah, we'll call it. I appreciate it. And
thank you very much for running.
Thanks
and
for
playing.
watching. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was just saying thank you so much for letting us get a taste of this, and thank you, Josh, for running. It's been amazing.
No problem. Thank you for playing, Sabrina. We're glad to have you, even though the time zones and the time difference may be
Right.
Awesome scenes.
Yeah, I guess it's good night to Cuts. Thanks,
All right,
y'all.
y'all.
We
Remember-
will see you soon.
See you soon. Back using dead things.
Thanks.
Bye.